We often talk on this show about how we can improve our businesses and, strategies, techniques, people, whatever it might be.
You could do almost all of those things. And I would almost go and argue and say most people in businesses would probably make worse employees.
And because a lot of them don't have the tools. They think they do. They're probably a really good number 2, number 3 in the business, but then when they go out and do it themselves, not as good.
The wins, the
loss.
L's, the fucking losses, the stressful moments, those moments define your character. And no one teaches you that.
No one teaches that.
In any industry.
No.
No one teaches that.
I couldn't agree more.
They teach you
even if you go and do a business course and all that sort of shit and MBAs, it doesn't teach you that. It doesn't teach you that.
So why do you do it?
I remember the first day I walked into my office.
Which one?
Not this one, my old office. So the first time I moved in. And I was really excited, really pumped. I remember the first day of my business, working in it, really excited at the prospect, just pumped. The opportunities ahead, hadn't been punched in the face. And we often talk on this show about how we can improve our businesses and, strategies, techniques, people, whatever it might be. We talk about a whole range of things, but something we haven't ever spoken about is the good things about running a business, like the advantages of running a business, the fun part about running a business, why you get up out of bed every single day to go through the grind and have the wins, have the challenges. And I wanted to talk about that with you today.
So why do you do it?
I think I like winning a lot. To me, there's a level of that. I love winning. And the sensation I get from that, like I see there's a lot of hard work to get the wins. And when we get them, that's a real fist pump moment for me. And there's heaps of wins there too. Like it's not just personal wins in the sense that we won that $3 million job. We've made X amount of money on this project. It's not just those wins. I like seeing wins when my employees win. I like seeing when they have, fist pump moments and seeing them do really good. Like I reckon 3 of my guys on site at the moment over the last 6 to 8 weeks have been working really, really hard. And that to me is a fist pump moment. They're working hard. They're digging deep. They're like, sometimes they've been there till 8 o'clock and then back at it 7 a.m. the next morning. And no complaining. No, it's not slave labor.
No, it's 10 hours.
Is it?
Yeah, you can't be back within.
That'll be right. That'll be right. It's character building.
8 till 7 is 11 hours.
It's character building. That'll be good. So, yeah, but regardless, right, it's them going above and beyond for the good of the project, for the good of the company. But these things also come back around, yeah? So it's like even when, say you're going to fire people, you have to because you're reducing. You're going to try to keep those people as long as humanly possible. Say it's really good times. Hey, let's share the love. You get a bonus. You get this. You get this. The other day, I don't know if I should say this. I rewarded an employee with a particular bonus. I said, here, thank you for your efforts. Here you go. And he appreciated that. Now, he would have appreciated that gesture of what I did for him more than a 10K bonus. Like on his salary, I believe. Because it showed, I didn't have to do it. It wasn't like the scheduled time at the end of the financial year or end of their review period. It was like just random. Hey, you've been working hard. Well done. Here you go.
Well, so it wasn't a financial.
Oh, no, I did purchase something for him.
Okay, so
but it wasn't.
Something.
Yeah. So it was a gift in that regard.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
I've done that with other employees too. Like I like giving them little wins along the way and seeing them progress and seeing them have that, what's the word I'm looking for now? Acknowledgements, like acknowledging their efforts too. I like doing that and celebrating what they've done and their achievements in that. So I'm really big on that. I love seeing their wins. I like seeing my clients win. I love it. Sometimes on projects, we might save a bit of money for a client and we give that back. Like we could very easily not. I could very easily fudge the figures and keep that money. But I said, hey, you know what? We've saved you $30,000 here. Here's a cut. Or we've saved a bit of money on this. Have some back. So I love seeing those wins too and seeing how happy they are or resolving a problem for them. We've had that on site too. Some of the site guys, again, looking at a situation, this is the issue, they came up with a solution, clients over the moon. So, yeah, I think that's my core reason, the winning aspect of business. I really love that.
You just mentioned employees and clients.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have a business without employees and without clients, would you do it?
Isn't anyone that purchases from you a client though,
Yeah.
regardless of you having a relationship with them?
Yeah, but like imagine you had an automated, like for example, the amount you and I work with a client is
Yeah.
very different to how amount an e-commerce store works with.
That's right. Like Amazon, for example.
Yeah, like Amazon.
Like, am I a client of Amazon? I'd say yes.
Yeah,
to a
but
degree.
like, how often do you speak to Jeff?
I just got off the phone with him.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I know what you mean.
Their level of client, that's when it's like it goes from client to customer.
Okay,
Because like you come in as transactional and you're out. You're there for a purpose. You buy something.
Yep.
You might have returns. You might have feedback. Blah blah blah. But no one sits there.
Yeah,
Jeff's not here anymore.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that level.
Yes, yes, yeah. You're completely right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you prefer that?
I like, yeah, I don't know if there's a level, human connection. I enjoy that.
So okay,
Like
let me
thinking about
let me
disc
frame it
profiles
this way.
and stuff, yeah.
If you could make it the exact same amount of money,
Yeah.
in the exact same way without having to deal with people on either side,
Yeah.
would you do it?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, fucking oath you would.
Like,
I would too.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt
Yeah.
in the world. I'm trying to do it.
Like, the second I figure out how robots can build some houses, we'll be set.
Yeah. It's
But
like,
yes, I would, without a doubt.
there's a saying, I don't know who it is, someone old and famous, and they said, business would be perfect if we didn't have to deal with clients or employees. Do you know what I mean? But it's like most businesses, there is no business without clients.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
But yeah. So you're a people person, huh?
I enjoy people. Yes, I enjoy them.
That makes one of us.
I think you have to, because in my role and what I do, I just deal with people all day, every day. I make I make or receive 100 phone calls a day. There's emails back and forth. Thank God for ChatGPT to respond to some of these emails and texts and whatnot. But it's, for me, I enjoy that aspect of it.
How many emails do you send a day?
It really depends what I'm doing on a particular task, but
Or a week or a month? Like if you were to like try and average it out, because,
I reckon there'd be close to, it'd be at least, say on an average day would be 40 to 50.
Sent?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
There's a lot of
a lot.
transactions. Yeah, there's a lot. And if I'm doing a tender or if I'm working on that, it could be 70 plus.
Is your
I'm sending
inbox
a
ever
letter.
empty?
Oh, never. Never.
There's no greater feeling than having an empty inbox.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. When we flew to the States, I spent 10 hours clearing my inbox, like clearing my emails. Like I spent not 10 hours. I spent a good part of the flight, a good 8-hour chunk just on my laptop connected to the Wi-Fi, responding to old emails, just clearing everything, filing it, getting rid of it all. I get so many throughout the day. Like I haven't checked my emails all day today.
Nothing in my inbox.
Hey, mine goes for days.
Makes me happy.
And I'm actually quite organized as well. As in, I file everything in its own folder too. So, but we're not talking about emails. We're talking about things we like about business.
You don't like emails?
Yeah, no, I don't love them. Once I get Julia on board to start getting my email sorted, and for those of you that don't know, she is going to be my AI agent that Robbie's developing for me. But I've got some other things that I like winning. So winning is probably the core reason why I get up and come to work every single day. I like seeing in the construction business, we get to see the fruits of our labor. So we actually get to build something and you see the end product at the end of the day. So I do like that as well.
The satisfaction of completion.
Yeah. Yeah. You can always, you can have a sense of pride in what you're doing there. I think a lot of people can do that too. It depends on,
That's a
on
good
their
question.
niche.
So do you still get, I know obviously so not from a company aspect, but from I manage this project aspect. Is there a sense of pride with that?
Oh, without a doubt. For the individual, you're saying for me?
The individual.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like I remember when I was an employee at other companies, there's a freeway control center on the Peninsula Link Freeway. It's like every time we drive past it, Dad built that. I built that. You know what I mean? And I was an employee back then. It wasn't my company. I worked for Abbey Group. And, still drive by. I worked on that job. In the city, I would go past when I used to work multiplex. I worked on this job. It was like, it's almost ingrained in every builder or every tradies DNA to say that, oh, I built that house. I did that. I
Yeah,
worked
but
on that.
it's the same. So real estate's the same. Sold a house.
Yeah,
sold
yeah.
this
I could
house.
imagine it would
Yeah,
be.
it'd be like, you know, I knew that guy. I praised that house once.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. That guy chased me out. Like, do you know what I mean? And yeah. I don't know. It's interesting because like you don't have a very high level of hands-onness.
Myself?
Any builder.
Yeah, it
builders-
depends on
most
their,
builders,
how they
unless they're
operate.
chippy turned builder, but most builders shouldn't.
Yeah.
You could say. Someone told me their job's to manage the digging process.
Manage the building process.
Yes. Yeah. So, but you still get the level of satisfaction from it. Like you
Yeah,
can
without a
check
doubt.
marketing, you're like,
Without a doubt.
Cool.
I mean, even as a builder, you're still so ingrained in that process, from the tendering, from the delivery, from a whole range of things.
yeah, it's bringing something into existence.
Yeah, so I like that aspect of it too. I like seeing the bank account go up, so I like money. That's another core reason why I started business, was to make money. And I enjoy that part of it too.
What else is a positive of business
So,
for you?
you know, there's generally three things. Like, why do you start a business? I say this on stage too. Most of the time for people, it's more time, more money, more freedom. You know, they're the big three things that they really want to get. That's why I want to start be my own boss. So without shutting that down, time. Yeah, we work stupid hours, right? What time is it now? It's 8:10, and we're in the podcast studio. PM, just to clarify. And we're in the podcast studio doing this because we're committed to giving you guys episodes week in, week out. But aside from that,
This is going to air Monday.
yeah, no fucking around. Aside from that, we're here late anyway. Like, we work. This morning I was in the office at 5:30 a.m. Yeah. I was just up. Like, I woke up early and I was like, oh, I'm going to sit at home. I'll just come to the office. So we work hard, and you say, oh, more time. But yeah, like for example, today I took off. As in, I went to a training program, and I was in the office in the morning, left at 8 o'clock, gone. But I can do that. I didn't have to ask for annual leave. I didn't have to get permission from the boss. I didn't have to do anything. I just made the decision that I'm going to go. And next Friday, if I want to take it off, I'm going to take Friday off. If I want to come in late one day, I'm going to come in late. I'm going to take the kids to school, or pick them up from school, or go to football training. I do my son's football training. I have the flexibility to do whatever I want. Within reason. Can't take 6 months off yet, but one day. So I do like that.
Yeah, it's a different set of rules.
Yes. Yeah, there's still rules in place.
There's still rules. You can't just disappear.
Yeah.
You can't just switch off.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yep.
Like, you can't just switch off for 2 weeks. It's like that. That's gone.
For me, I actually quite like the holiday period over summer, because the whole industry shuts down. So it's like 3 weeks there where no one's calling you. Not trades, not suppliers, not clients, not employees. And it's actually a time where I get to switch off, which is why I quite like that period there. Whereas, you know, when we went to Vegas a few months back, feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Lots happened.
Yeah.
Wasn't long ago.
I know. But when we went, it was, for me particularly, I don't know what it was like for you, my mind, there was a good part of my mind still here, because I just kept getting phone calls. This is happening. This person isn't rocking up. These people
you
aren't here.
seemed like you were still here.
It was annoying. It was irritating that there were things going on that I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I liked though. I liked the fact that the time zone was so different.
Yeah.
That you were behind.
Yeah.
Like, in Europe, if you wake up, I would wake up at 4 a.m. and it was already the middle of the day in Australia. So I'd wake up at 4 a.m. My phone's blowing up. There's a whole bunch of shit happening, and I'm like, cool, like, I got to catch up.
Yeah.
In the US, I could wake up at 8 and no one's on.
2 a.m.
And I've got 6 hours until my phone starts.
Yeah.
And I liked that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
The downside was you could be out to dinner and your phone's popping.
Yeah.
Because it's like middle of the day in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. We were working at midnight and 11 to 1.
Yeah.
We were doing some calls and emails and shit like that.
But it's I liked that aspect.
Mm.
Like, in the sense of you could wake up and it was still quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so they're some of the main ones that I definitely like. So we spoke money, time, and freedom. So the freedom comes at a later stage as well. I think when you first start, you really got to grind. You got to. I think there's got to be a level of enjoying the grind too. I like hard work. I've never been opposed to hard work. How have you felt about that? Be it physical or mental.
I don't. I'm trying to word it in a way that it doesn't sound. What's the word for like when something sounds like something everyone would say?
Cliche.
Cliche. That's yeah. So it doesn't sound cliche. I've never been. I guess I've never had a negative association to that. Like I'm always
Yeah.
willing to do whatever's.
Roll up the sleeves.
Yeah, like even when I was working in Mercedes, I used to work 7 till 7 at Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be the first thing and last one to leave.
Mm.
I used to work similar in real estate.
I think there's a level. There's a good. Well, like having that good work ethic is. I think it's important.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I've started doing recently as well. I don't stay back as much anymore.
Mm.
I feel like man, I stayed back every single night. I don't feel like I got anything done.
Mm.
And it's like, you know what? Come 6:30, I'm going to start leaving. I can just get out.
PM.
Yeah.
So that's quite late too, though.
My whole team works till 6.
What time do you start?
Just depends. 8:30's latest.
Yeah.
Like, should be in by 8:30.
Mm.
Not in by 8:30. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm here early. You've seen it. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I'm here earlier. It just depends. Depends how I'm sleeping as well.
That's a big part of it. See, I find lately I'll go home and I'll watch TV, for example, but I'm falling asleep on the couch.
Yeah. See, I'm not, man. I can't do that. I like yesterday. It was 11:20 and I'm wide awake and I'm like, man, like I need to fucking sleep. Like, you know what I mean? And I just can't. And then I'll sleep in. Like I slept in this morning. So I slept in, still here fucking 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or just after 8. But just
I think the reason why I'm so tired at nighttime is because I get up so early. Like this morning, I saw my phone. I was like 4:30. I'm like, fuck, that's still pretty early. But then I was awake, so I tried to sleep for another half hour. But you know when you're kind of still awake, even though
I can't do that. I don't know. I've never been able to relate to anyone that says that.
Yeah, I'm still kind of awake. Like I don't feel like I'm in a deep sleep.
I go out.
Yeah.
Especially like when I've just woken up, I can go out for another 2 hours every single time.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. So I just come to work, and that's why I think I get tired at nighttime and want to go to bed nice and early. But yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy coming to work early because for me, it's a real quiet time. Like that 6 to 7, 7:30 or 5:30 to 7, 7:30 is pretty quiet. Like as in I don't get bothered on phones or anything like that. I can just work, do my emails, do whatever I need to do on the computer and into it. But yeah, I enjoy, for example, now I'm not doing physical work, but I've got some reports that are just doing my head in and real time consuming stuff like dotting the I's, crossing the T's, looking at numbers. But it feels good when I've done the work. Like when I've done, I'm like, oh, okay, great, done. That's finished. So I have a little satisfaction there too.
I didn't get it from any
task.
Yeah, not from that kind of work. I feel good when I get a whole bunch of shit done.
Yeah,
take a bunch of shit off a checklist. But everything you mentioned. So you mentioned some level of freedom, time, money, people,
winning.
There's
one other thing I like.
Yeah,
like doing things, finding something new, like doing something better. I enjoy that.
What do you mean?
So it could be a new software, could be a new program, could be AI, how I can introduce things to streamline the business. I enjoy that as well.
So like a level of...
It's still kind of winning. I kind of see that as winning as well. Like getting that competitive advantage. How do I beat my opponent? Like what do I need to do? What things need to happen in the organization to operate better? Like I was using this software this morning. I'm like, fuck, this thing's good. Like this thing that I'm using used to be paper-based. It used to be sit down, fill out the form, file it in a folder, put it in your car, put it in a side office, pull the folder out, do it again. Like it used to be like that. I was just thinking this has made life so much easier. having this software.
Give him a plug.
Give him a plug. We had him on the show the other day.
Bill Pass?
Bill Pass. But I was using it. And
Shout out to
it was
Matt.
this. Yeah, I was using it this morning, and I was like, this is actually a really good software because I don't have to do all of these things that we used to do, and it's and I'm doing it from my desk here, whilst the construction site's operating.
Hey, Matt, if you clip that, you can make a video, an ad, and we'll send you the invoice.
Yeah, there we go.
That's going to make a good ad.
There you go.
So it's a good tool.
It's a good tool, and that's just one. That's just one of many tools that we use. The other day, you came in the office. I like discussing ideas. I like having business minds together. And you came in the office and you saw me standing at my filing cabinet, and I was putting paper in the filing cabinet, and you looked at me and you go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That's exactly what I said.
You said without it, like you looked at me. I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was upset. It's like filing.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the day.
Yeah. Putting shit away. He goes, "Why'd you do that?" He goes, "Why do you print?" And I couldn't give you the answer. And I'm like, you know what? You're completely right.
Because I've got a printer.
Because I've got a printer. It's a big one.
Paid for it.
Can't just not agree. I just like cutting down trees using paper. No, so I was filing because that's how we'll process our invoices and whatnot. So we're putting some of the stuff away. And you're right. Like I was looking at it thinking, there's got to be a better way than this. This is how I've done it for the last 10 years. Doesn't mean this is how it needs to be done for the next 10. Why are we printing invoices every single month? Why isn't there a digital way to do what I'm doing right now?
There's also the aspect of sometimes something doesn't bug you enough.
Yes, but do you know why it has bugged me now?
Because I kept bringing it up.
Not that. Not that. It's because my PA was away has been away for 3 to 6, well, for say a good portion of the year has been away for reasons outside of this conversation. But she's been away, which meant I had to pick up the slack in that area. So I've had to process a lot of invoices. I've had to file and copy and all the shit that I've employed someone to do, I had to do myself. And it took up too much of my time, and it's irritating me, which is good because then it forced me to then call up the software supplier and said, I need to have a meeting with you.
Oh, so did you change?
Yeah, I haven't changed, but I've had the conversation with them. So I had a meeting on Tuesday. I said, show me, because they've got I've got a server-based version of the software. They've got a cloud-based one now. I'm like, okay, this is my issue. I don't want to do this. What's your solution? And like, oh, okay, great. We have a feature now where people email all the invoices to an email account and they get automatically uploaded into the system. You just have to code them where they need to go.
Sick. So it's like just set up a forwarding address.
It's all it is. I've got to set up, say, invoices at Pascon, for example, and then all the invoices go there. My PA can still code it to the project that it has to go to. And then you do a workflow. And then the workflow goes to her, to the relevant administrator or project manager. They code it to the cost code. Done. Don't have to print anything. Don't have to file anything.
Yeah.
It's all there in the system. Pull up the report. Away you go.
How many trees are going to be saved?
Bit sad.
You know,
It's sad.
not a fan.
So, yeah. But again, there's that level of change. So I've got to go through that. I'm like, I've got to learn a new system. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. Okay,
yeah, but good.
Yeah. And there's an expense with it too. It's an extra $13,000. Imagine how many trees I could buy with that.
Buy the trees.
That's it.
You buy first.
But
$13,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
it's a fucking lot of money.
Yeah.
I wanted to punch her in the
What,
face.
a year?
No, once off.
Oh, okay.
And then there's an annual fee thereafter. A quarterly fee, which I pay the quarterly fee anyway now.
What's the 13,000 for?
For that plug-in.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. This particular company, and I'm not giving them a shout out, even though I like their product.
That's a lot, man.
It is. But again, industry leading.
Yeah. That's what
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's right.
You're the best.
That's right. One of, actually. There are others, but people that love it. And I'm one of those people.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I like the discussions with other people. I like seeing other people win. I like seeing other builders win. You know, they might think, it's a competition. No, I love seeing other people win.
Yeah, but okay.
Like, go out there and crush it, man. Well done. Good on you.
So I've got to push back.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you mentioned can be done as an employee.
Yes. I reckon I can make more money here, though.
You reckon there's no employee that earns more than you?
No, there probably
Pretty
is
sure
a
the
CEO of
Google
a. Yeah,
makes
that's right.
about 200 million a year.
Yeah, but just wait. Just wait.
He's a smart guy.
We've got
He
the.
would probably work very hard. I've got no doubt. And he
Yeah, but you're talking about the 1% of the 1% in that space too.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's hard to compare to yourself to that as well. But generally speaking, in our realm of where we're at, like I know, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I know I could make a phone call tomorrow and get a very well paid job. When I talk well paid, I could get a job $500,000 a year.
yeah.
I'm confident on that, thereabouts. And it's never occurred to me to go and make that phone call because I know I'm going to make more here.
Yeah, I'm not saying why. So I guess what I'm challenging is, okay, you said all these things. You could do almost all of those things. And I would almost go and argue and say most people in businesses would probably make more as employees.
Say that again.
A lot of people in business
Yeah.
would probably make more if they were an employee.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Especially
I find because a lot of them don't have the tools. They think they do. They're probably a really good number 2, number 3 in the business, but then when they go out and do it themselves, not as good.
Yeah. Or yeah, they're a skilled craftsman
Yes.
/ woman.
Yep.
But they aren't business savvy.
Mm-hmm.
And no one teaches you that.
No one teaches that.
In any industry.
No.
No one teaches that.
I couldn't agree more.
They teach you
Even
how
if
to
you
do
go and do a
something.
business course and all that sort of shit and MBAs, it doesn't teach you that. It doesn't teach you that. You learn stuff through going through the process. Unless you have like a mentor day one that literally shows you everything.
That's what I would if I went through the same thing, that's what I would do.
Yeah, me too.
I would go
I
and
say that
work
all the
for
time.
someone and just say, hey, let me shadow you for 2 years. I would go and work for someone for free. I pretty much worked for free anyway. I was doing $7 an hour at Mercedes. Like I should have just went and worked for someone for free.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I would have still started a business, but just spent some money on a mentor earlier, an advisor, someone that has doing the things that I want to do. That's probably what I would have done. I was arrogant when I started my business, admittedly. I thought I was better than what I was. I really did. I thought my shit didn't stink. And then it probably didn't help because I got wins on the board as well. Early days as well. Like not just little ones. I kept winning projects because I was good at what I did. I just was never set up for when things got bad. And then when things got bad, then it's like you're trying to stop the leaking bucket. And that's where, but that was that was a good lesson for me too. You know, business will teach you a lot. That's for sure.
So you
what
didn't
else?
answer the question. You didn't answer the question.
Why?
I just said that most. Yeah, what do
Most of them.
Yeah.
What you said? Most people you can do that in a.
No. Yeah, I said you can do all of that as an employee.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? Like,
The difference is there's more opportunity. I see more opportunity in running a business. There's more advantages in running a business than you will get as an employee.
Yeah,
more
there's-
opportunities.
Yeah, and
So
more risk.
Yeah, that's right.
But my point I was trying to make is like all those things, the seeing other people win, seeing our clients happy, you can do all that as an employee.
So why get into business?
So why get into business?
So
Gotcha, cornered.
No, you don't. You don't. Because
No, 'cause
honestly,
I hope
I
something
would
comes out of your mouth.
the particular thing.
Yeah.
You're trying to get something out of it specifically.
Yeah, I think you just haven't thought about it yet.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Do you know what Are you
No,
trying to
no,
get the
no,
specific?
no.
Oh, you don't know what it is? Okay. I would say it has to get to a point where, yes, you can make good money, but you can make exceptional money. I think you can have all those things as an employee, but you can have it multiplied as a business owner.
Okay, so hey, George, Google wants you to come and build everything for them. They're looking at hiring one builder. They're going to pay him $20 million a year.
Yeah.
Wage. Salary? Come work for Google.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pay for everything. We'll pay for your life. You're going to get the greatest satisfaction because everyone loves Google. You're going to, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, and then it's like, okay, well, what do you do?
I was like,
Where do I sign?
do you have a contract? Like,
you get what I'm
sign me
saying
up.
though?
Yeah, but also
Because that just knocks everything out.
Would
that you said.
Google would Google put me in that position? They're not going to hire anyone to do that.
Call him. Call, what's his,
Mister
Sadinga. What's his name?
Mr. Google.
CEO?
I thought so. His name's not Google.
The CEO?
Yeah,
He's not even, he's an Indian guy. He's-
No, but I'm saying, okay, but to be put in a position like that, generally they're going to go for someone who has the skill set to be able to do that.
yeah.
Me having done the runs and done everything I have done in my business has probably put me in good stead to do that, more so than an employee. So that's probably given me a lot of the skill set to be able to be in that position in the first place. I know personally, if I was that way inclined and I wanted to hire someone to do so, I'd be like, "Yep, you're the man. Let's go."
Yeah, but you would still get all the things that you just mentioned.
Yeah, as an employee. So money, I suppose money. Okay, but we're still comparing it to that $20 million thing. It's very unlikely, correct, that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
We're talking about-
It's also very unlikely that most people make $20 million in their own business.
Yeah, correct. But again, they're still going to get. Okay, so let's use a profession.
Any particular
Yeah, I'm trying to think
A
of a
trade?
no, just any profession. Let's say barista.
okay.
All right, so you're making coffees day in, day out. You might be the best barista in the country.
Yep.
Really famous, whatever. People come and pay. But what are you going to make? 100 grand a year as a barista?
As the best barista?
As a pretty good one. Like
Yeah.
people are lining up for your coffee. You
Yeah.
work for a cafe owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So
So you're making 100K a year.
Yeah.
Well, if you go and open your own cafe,
you probably make
Then-
70.
it's
no,
no good at business.
Okay,
But
yeah.
do you know what I mean? There's more opportunity there for them to make 300 or 500K a year and then open a franchise and then open one in another suburb or whatever it is. There's more opportunities there available to them as a business owner than an employee. And I think the business owners see that, the ones that become business owners. They see that they're really good at their trade, at their craft, at whatever it is that they are. And they go, okay, now I'm ready to give this a crack on my own because I've got the skill set. Now I just need to apply those skill set. But as you said, I think the biggest problem is people just don't know the fundamentals of business before they get there.
It's true.
But say for that person there, could he be hired by Google to come and paid $1 million to make coffees for everyone in their head office? Yeah, like maybe, but again, unlikely that that's going to happen for the vast majority of people. That's one person that's going to get that role, not 50.
You could also
So those 50 baristas that are the top 50 baristas in the country, they could all go open cafes and all go and make $500,000 a year, as opposed to the 100,000 that they're capped in their role.
Yeah, but you could also, if you widen your horizon there, it's the same argument. Like, what are the odds that you're going to make the 500,000 out of all the baristas? It's highly unlikely.
Yes, but there's more opportunity for them to be able to do that.
How? Why? What's the difference?
Well, they're taking on the risk.
Yeah, but what's
So the risk and then there's the reward.
Yeah, but so what's the difference from you're sitting there saying, but there's more opportunity. Yeah, but there's also more opportunity for the person who goes to Google and gets paid. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Why?
Why are we saying more opportunity for the person at Google?
Yeah, because
One
think about
person.
what he's going to be opened up to.
Huh?
Oh, wait, hold on. How do you define opportunity?
I'm just saying, you're saying there's one person going to Google.
Yeah.
All right. But there's 5,000 baristas in the country.
Yeah.
But that one barista goes to Google.
Oh, so you're saying
The opportunity,
likelihood.
exactly, of that person to go to Google or to go to a Fortune 500 company and be the head barista at that company, it's not as likely. There's more probability of them having a level of success opening a business than what there would be to get that
Yeah, but there's
dream
also-
job at that one company
Yeah.
where they can make
Okay, but then-
$500,000 or
So
whatever it is.
define success, because
Then
then
it's
you
going to be different for everyone, though.
you
isn't
could
it?
turn around and say that it's way more likely that you're going to get what you want if you just go work in a job and stick to it.
Why?
It's way more likely to do that. We're talking likelihood now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's way more likely to do that and earn a decent income.
Yeah.
And, save.
For you're saying for
Budget.
people to do that?
Yeah, hear me
Yeah.
out. So save and budget. And that's the likelihood of you getting what you want by doing that is way higher than trying to run your own business.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
Way
that's,
higher.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So then why don't we do that?
Because there's less opportunity. A lot of people do that and are happy doing that.
What? But there's
That's
lots
why
of,
the
there's
vast
actually
majority of
lots
people-
of opportunity there
Where?
in doing that.
in being an employee.
Yeah, because people leave and then you move your way up the ladder and then you find some dud who's been in a business for 25 years is now the CEO and earning multiple six figures only because he stuck around.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot
That
of
same
people-
person would never have done it in a business, would never have been hired by a top tier company.
How
that
many?
was looking
Okay,
for the
but this is
best.
what there's a lot of small businesses are the driving force of the economy too. Yeah, they would generate more. I'm pretty sure about this stat. I'm not 100% sure, but I think small businesses drive a fair portion of the economy in this country and in most countries too.
Yeah.
The small business
I
owners.
don't know the numbers, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is. So when you're saying climb the corporate ladder, we got the cafe on the corner here. There's no corporate ladder there, right? There's the boss, there's employees, and there's people working there. Their opportunity
Yeah,
to
but so
become,
they become the
they could be there for 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
where's that? Okay, I
run
manage
the
the shop.
cafe.
I run the cafe now. I
Yeah.
can make 120.
Yeah.
Okay. But if he had his own cafe, he could make triple that. He knows the ins
he
and
could
outs.
also make a quarter of that.
He could, but that's risk and opportunity.
Yeah, but
Right. And this is where if you start to get, like, I don't know how we got onto this topic, but you need to go and put yourself out there. Like, if you think you're good enough you've mastered the trade, you've mastered whatever you're really good at, go out there now and give it a crack and go create some life, money, freedom for yourself. There's an element of running a business as well that I think gives you advantages.
what's that?
Depending how you structure yourself and your business, there's tax advantages. There's opportunities that you will have running a business that you won't have as an employee. Look, the number one, for me, as I said, the number one driving factor behind this was to generate a significant amount more wealth than what I would in a job.
So, if Google offered you that job, you take it.
Yes, but Google's...
Google offered you a job.
Yes, I would. Yes.
Double what you're earning now.
No.
Double?
No.
5 times?
Maybe.
I say Google,
Yeah.
but picture a Melbourne company.
A Melbourne company of
Yeah.
some sort to
Some
offer me a
top tier.
significant amount of money to do it. Potentially.
10 times?
10 times, yeah, probably.
20 times?
Yeah. Yes. If I'm yes at 10, I'll be
Hey,
yes at 20.
No, but I want to
But
get like,
I get-
where do I sign? Yeah, but then you'd still get all the benefits. That's what I was trying to get at. That was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, okay.
You wouldn't lose.
Okay,
You wouldn't
but-
be losing.
Yes, but there's not that. Okay, so let's use me as a builder.
Yep.
There's how many builders in the country? 3,000? How many people are going to get that opportunity? So I'm saying for the vast majority of people to get wealth and build something for themselves is to do it for themselves. Not everyone is going to get that $20 million project or that $20 million or $10 million or 10 times offer on what they're doing. So the way that they can generate and win at the game isn't to be an employee.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying people should go and be employees.
Hmm.
That's not what I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong with that too, though. If you're listening to this and you are an employee, there is nothing wrong with being the number 2, 3, number 1 in the business, because that's what businesses need to thrive for the time being. Till we get these AI agents
Till the
working.
AI agents take over. Yeah, but that's not the point I was making. What I was trying to say was, you can still have everything you mentioned, and not run a business. That's
Yes,
what I'm saying.
yes, you can,
Yeah.
but to a lesser scale
Not necessarily.
most of the time.
And you could also say that most,
more-
but your argument is twofold.
But there are more positions. There are less of those higher positions than what there are employee type positions.
Yeah. And there are also less people who fail as an employee than people who fail in business.
Less people that fail as an employee. Yes,
Yeah.
you are right.
Yeah. But like, so that's what I'm saying. Like your argument about, let's
Yeah.
say they're 3 levels.
Yeah.
Level 1 is employee, level 2 is business, level 3 is that top tier that we're talking
Yeah.
about, getting the high end role.
Mm.
Yeah. So your argument from 2 to 3 is applicable from 1 to 2.
Yes, but there'd be less people 2 to 3. Less opportunities 2 to 3, I reckon.
Yeah, I've got quantity wise.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
But
But that's what I'm saying. There's probably a lot more quantity wise from 1 to 2 than 2 to 3.
But it's the same thing the other way around.
Yeah.
Quantity wise, yes, but probably percentage wise, it's going to be similar or Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Look at how
guess.
many small businesses don't survive.
Yeah, there's a lot of that too. There is a lot of that.
And then look at how many people who
So then
don't get to the top.
So why did you get into business? You could have had a very cushy job
I
at
did have a
Mercedes.
cushy job.
Yeah, but you could still be, if you had been there now, how long's it been since you left?
4 years.
4 years? Okay, cool.
Oh,
Another 4
the
years.
first time I left?
Oh, first time. Did you leave and go back? Oh, no, because you were as an
back for-
apprentice and then you went back.
I was there. No, I was there for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then when I left real estate, I went back for a year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Let's just say you never left. Right?
The whole
You didn't.
time.
Yeah. You didn't go to real estate. You didn't go to real estate.
Yeah, dude, at one point I was pretty locked in.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that
what I
was
mean.
my life.
That's
like,
what I
I was
mean.
like,
You
I'm here for the
became-
next 30 years.
What would be and what would be that? What would be the most senior role you could get there at the business?
Probably dealer principal.
Dealer principal. What's that mean? Like you own the dealership?
Run the dealership.
You just run it for someone else?
Yeah.
Okay. So dealer principal, what do they make?
500-600.
Oh, that's a decent wicket.
It's a big job.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a massive job.
Well, you're just not just walking in and say, hey, sell some cars,
Probably.
have fun,
Yeah, something like that.
give some high fives, go upstairs, have coffee.
You're running the show.
Okay. So why'd you leave? Why did you leave?
Mercedes?
Yeah. Why did you start your business? Why did you get out?
Because I was always I always have felt like there's got to be more.
Yeah. So there is that. Yeah. Okay. More what?
More than what I was doing. I was like, I got very, like, is this it? Like, even when I was 22, 23, like, and I was doing well.
Mm.
I was like, is this it? Like, this is it. That's it. Forever. That's it. Like, this desk, everything. Like, you know what I mean? And I would
You freaked?
freak. And that's why I went and did real estate. Because I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, if we're going to go and my thing at the time, this was my line. I was like, I was going to get into sales. Yeah. But then I was like, why sell biscuits if you can sell cakes?
Yeah.
So I went and did sales in real estate. Why sell cars if I could sell houses
Yeah.
worth multiple cars, 10, 15 cars? Do you know what I mean? Why would I do this and sell? Like, didn't make sense.
Yep.
So I was like, cool, I'll go sell houses. But yeah, I just felt like there's got to be more. And I guess the one thing I was pushing for and hoping you were going to say was the amount business will teach you about yourself.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
It does.
It does. Fucking oath it does, dude.
I think my character has definitely matured and changed as a result of running a business.
Of course. It would be, I don't know, anyone who goes in and comes out
Yeah.
and it's like, same.
That was easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that all?
That didn't change my life at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's such a great way. It definitely has changed my life.
Of course.
100%.
It develops you as a human, dude.
Yep.
Everything. The wins,
The loss.
L's, yeah, the fucking losses, the stressful moments, the times where I did a video about this the other day and I said, you can have the greatest month in the world with your business. Like, you can have a great month. I said, damn, fuck, man, like, we're on top of the world. And then, like, 48 hours later, I said, damn, I'm going to burn this whole fucking month to the ground. Like, I fucking sow over this shit, over this, over these, you know what I mean? And that can be, like, as little as a 48-hour window. And I think those moments define your character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they really, really put you in a position where, you know, when your back's against the wall,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you never get that as an employee.
That's right.
You never get that as an employee. You're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll fucking go up the road and I'm sure they'll take me. Do you know what I mean? As a business owner, you can't do that. There's no, I'll go up the road and I'm sure they'll take me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, I need to keep the fucking lights on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I reckon that is one of the key things that you can't get from working for someone. Like that level of pressure.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
That level of I've got rent due and there's no money.
Yeah.
And I've got nothing coming in. And it's like, we're fucked. Do you know what I mean? That, you know, like that, it's that, yeah, I reckon that's the one thing that you cannot, isn't transferable. Zero. Because when the security as an employee, it's there.
Oh,
No matter
without
how
doubt.
much pressure there is with the role and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hey, okay, cool. We're in a high role here.
Yeah.
Like there's always that level of I can switch off.
Without a doubt. I remember switching off.
Oh, dude, I
remember
had a term for it. It's called holiday mode.
I just remember, I used to say it, like, I was always able to put my cup down at the end of the day as an employee. So what I mean by that, I don't know if you ever saw this analogy where it's like if you hold a glass of water just at 90 degrees like this the whole time, it's fine. It's fine for 5 minutes. It's fine for half an hour. But after an hour, like your shoulder's starting to burn. After 2 hours, like you're shaking. After 3 hours, like you're trying to hold it up with your other hand. Like it's really hard. Whereas at the end of the day, you just like put your cup down. Like you don't have to hold the cup anymore. Right? Your stresses, your issues, your pains, they're all there on the table. Then pick the cup up tomorrow morning. As an employee, I used to do that all the time. I used to be working hard, high pressure job, got paid, knew the money was in the account every month. Just bang. At night time, 5:30, 6 o'clock, whenever I left, cup was down, go home, and that's it. No phone calls, no nothing.
Yeah, you could literally
I could switch off.
unplug.
I just, whatever, I'll do whatever I want. Go play PlayStation, hang out with mates, go anything I wanted to do. Whereas now, it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah,
You're like, oh shit, I've got to do this in the morning. Oh, I've got to send that off. Oh, better not forget. Better email myself now so I don't forget. You know, it's a lot. It's a different game. You know, look, I walked in here talking about a business thing. When I walked in, I was saying, oh, I've got to do this, and this. And you're like, yeah, what a problem. What a problem to have. You don't have that as an employee.
you definitely don't have that as an employee.
But
you don't get the other side of it.
that's right.
You know, I've shared that analogy before of like the straight line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like the more ups, the person who becomes a billionaire and goes broke drops further than the person who's always been broke.
Mm.
So it's like life is a straight line, and the further you go up, the further you can go down. And the further you go down, the further you can go up.
Yeah.
And it's like it expands that horizon for you.
Yeah.
And it
without a
makes the ups way more. Because fuck, winning when it's your own thing is like the greatest thing.
That's what I mean. That's why I said I love the winning. So that's why when I'm having the losses, it doesn't deter me from getting up the next morning and going again.
Yeah. But also winning, you adjust to the level of winning.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And winning is winning. Like I remember winning as a real estate agent, and that was some of the best wins I've ever had. I remember, this is sick. One time, I used to work at Ray White, yeah, and had a dispute with the boss and left. And went and joined a different agency in the same area, took my whole database with me.
Yeah.
But this is all people I've been contacting. I'm taking them with me.
Yeah.
So I took my whole database with me and joined the new company, uploaded my whole database, punching out calls. Fuck, I used to talk on the phone a lot. And I called this guy. And he's like, and I was off for like 3 months in between. I had one point in my life, I had no job.
Yeah, right.
I played NBA 2K so much. It was like a 3-month window.
How funny.
Work. Yeah.
How funny.
Dude, it was sick. Anyway.
I don't think I've ever had that.
I've had that once in my whole
might
adult
have had a
life
few
from
weeks.
18. I had like a 3-month window at 26 where I wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I got a new job and I went and I was keen, dude. Like, and I'm like hungry. Like, let's go. And I remember calling 100 calls, punching calls. And I knew where I knew everyone from. Like, oh yeah, this guy made it this open. I had all my notes in the system. And I called this guy and his name was George.
What a guy.
Funny. And his name was George. And he goes, hey, George, it's Robbie from blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, Robbie? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you used to work at Ray White? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, fuck, mate, I've been looking for you. And I was like, oh, what's going on? He's like, I've got Ray White coming to my house tomorrow night. I'm selling.
Oh,
I'm like, no way. And I work for another company now. So I'm like, hey, come on, man. Nah, we were talking about this, blah, blah. He's like, I was like, listen, at least get a check. Like, just compare. That's all. You got nothing to lose. Yeah. So he's like, all right. So I booked myself after them. Yeah. That was the play. Always book yourself after. You don't want to be first. You want to be last.
Yeah.
Because unless the first person can close, generally, if they've got other appointments, they won't sign. So don't book yourself first, book yourself last. I book myself after. Get a call on the morning of. mate, Ray White came last night. I'm just going to go with him, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, have you signed? He's like, nah. I was like, dude, just let me come tonight, please.
Yeah.
Like, just let me go to it. And he's like, yeah, all right, cool. He's like, just come, whatever. So I go there that night. I'm in the car. I look at myself in the mirror and I remember saying to myself, he needs to go with you because you're the better agent. Like, you're the better agent, you're the better agent, you're the better agent. Yeah, he needs to go with you, man. This is about him. It's not about you. It's about him. It's not about you. It was all about, I wanted to be my old boss.
Yeah.
Like, I was so committed there. Anyway, went in, signed him
Yeah,
on the spot. Dude, I got out. I've never punched my steering wheel so hard in my whole fucking life. That is one of the greatest wins I've ever had in my whole life because I was so pumped to shove it in his face. I couldn't wait for him to call it. I even said, do you want me to call him and tell him? Because I couldn't wait for him to call and say, I'm going with
go with Robbie.
Yeah. And he would have been like, fuck, Robbie's back.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if I've had a bigger win.
Oh,
that was one of the biggest wins, dude. I was so fucking pumped.
Yeah.
Ate a kebab after it, everything. It was the greatest.
As you do with all wins.
Of course. It was sick. It was sick. That was one of the greatest wins I've ever had. Man, I can't get that feeling. It was sick, dude. It was really, it was in a pressured position, new role, was going to lose this. And I knew I had this in the bag when I was there and I was going to lose it because I left.
Yeah.
And my old boss was going to take it from me and I didn't like him. And it was like, backed against the wall, let's go. And I came out swinging and it worked.
Yeah, good.
Best feeling. But yeah, you do get put into that position more often in a business.
So what do you like about business?
I like what I've learnt. I've liked the habits it's taught me. I like the person I've become.
Good.
I like the leadership that's required, you know, and the level of not force, but the level of responsibility that you must take on.
You're more introverted?
Me?
Yeah.
Massively.
So it forces you to come out of that shell a little bit too?
Yes and no, yes. Yeah. I guess
well, it's like your battery at the end of the day. Introverted doesn't mean you never want to speak to people. It just means it drains you more than it might drain someone else that's extroverted.
I never want to speak to people.
That are extroverted?
Nah, just period.
It just seems
yeah, you're right. Like after we do an event, I'm cooked.
Yeah, that's a big day.
So cooked. Like I don't want to talk to anyone, don't want to see anyone.
Yeah.
Let me lay down and eat 3 double cheeseburgers. Yeah, but I think it forces you to go do some things. I think what you were getting at was like get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah, and I think it forces you to do.
But you got to talk. Like it's always talking. It's always connecting with people. You know, you got to talk to your clients. You got to talk to your employees. You got to talk to heaps of people.
Yeah,
get
AI
things done.
agents.
Yeah, AI agents. Speaking of which, I was speaking a chat the other day, and my wife she hasn't seen the full extent of it, and I'm just like, check this out. And I asked her a question. But then I kept going and say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. He's like, yeah, that's great. And she was blown away by the responses because it's quite funny. It's like you're talking to a person.
Yeah, I have 27-minute conversations on the
I took the dog for a walk the other day and just started talking. I was talking about the event. You know, this is what we're doing. This is what I'm thinking. What do you think? I even spoke to it because I've got an American male's voice on mine, and it was saying ums and ahs in the conversation. So it was like, yeah, I reckon that'll be really good. And I was like, oh, stop. I go, I'm assuming you're putting ums and ahs in your vocab because you're wanting to sound more human-like. I need you to stop that. I want you to speak clearly, and I don't want you to use ums and ahs. I said, because I don't want to pick that up in my own speech habits when I'm talking, from you. If I'm going to talk to you, I want you to be nice, clear, precise with your words. Don't use ums and ahs. Because I speak on stage, I don't want to talk like that when I'm talking on the podcast or when I'm talking to people. And I want you to speak nice and clear. He's like, okay, yeah, thanks for the feedback on that. I'll definitely take that on board and not have those breaks in my speech. I'm like, oh, okay, good. Because I used to work with a guy that used to speak like that, like bad. He's like a real Aussie guy. He's like, "G'day, mate, and how you going? Oh, I had a really good weekend," and like he would just
Yeah.
the whole
It's one of those
time.
things as well. When you notice it,
Yeah.
you can't.
Oh,
not
and
notice
but
it.
then I've started picking that up in my own vocab as well. I started saying a lot, and yeah, it was good to stop that. But it's interesting, man. It's interesting talking to it. I was going through a whole range of things, and you still have to prompt it in a way to say, no, I need you to go deeper. You're giving me stuff I already know. I need to know something that I'm not thinking of.
But you got to do that with humans anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of humans don't know the answer. This is probably something that does know it. You just have to get it out of it.
Yeah, but no, hold on. So you don't think half the humans know the answer and you just got to extract it from them? Like, you ever had an employee do something and you're like, that's not right. And they're like, I don't know how to do it. And then you're like, well, what else could you do? And they're like, I could do this. And then you're like, have you done that? And they're like, no. And they're like, do you want to try it? And then they try it and they do it. And then you're like, oh, see that? You did that yourself. I just prompted you.
Yeah, I do that with my kids sometimes.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like,
It's like, I can't do that. Oh, my son says, I can't do that. I said, if I give you right now $3 million cash, you can do whatever you want. $3 million. Can you do it? So, yeah. I did that with a trade on site. Like, fuck, it pissed me off. He comes in, he goes, oh, I can't paint that. I'm looking at it. I go, you can paint that. It's more, I didn't say it's easy. It's going to be more difficult, but you can paint that. All right. And he's like, oh, no, I can't do this because I have to stand here and then I have to lean over. And like, it wasn't dangerous or anything. It was you had to paint behind a cupboard. I'm like, mate, and I said this, if I give you $1 million right now, I said, paint that wall. Are you going to paint it? Could you paint it? He goes, yes, I could. Then you can do it. You're just choosing not to because it's a little bit hard basket. Anyway, side note.
prompting helps.
Prompting does help.
But yes, you do have to speak with your people, your employees, your team.
Yep. I like that, I went out and searched to become, we were talking about you change as a person, but I actually sought to be better. I went out and sought people and things to become a better version of myself. So I like that. I don't think I ever would have done that had I been an employee, to be honest. Like, we met at an event. Yeah, we met at an event, and I met other people at events as well that we've become friends with too, and connected with from a business perspective too.
Why'd you feel?
But I never,
Why'd you feel the need to make sure
that there was other people?
Yeah, there was other people there.
Oh, because I don't want them to feel left out, because I know they all listen to the podcast because they're my friends. I only have a few.
All three
of them. So I know for a fact if I was an employee, I wouldn't have come to any of those events. I wouldn't. Yeah, I told you I was arrogant. I had this belief when I was working at Multiplex that I did not need to self-educate anymore because I was just going to be the best builder, not knowing becoming the best builder would have been through self-education, like books and connecting with other people and whatever it might be. And I thought I would just learn and master the craft.
You know what's interesting about that? I did. So I went, when I was working at Ray White, funnily enough, this has all happened around the same time. You know how committed I was to my development? When I left Ray White, when I was at Ray White, I went to an event called the Success Summit where they had Chris Judd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you this.
Yeah.
And I went to that event and there was this dude there, bald guy, selling a sales program. I bought it. And it was called $1 Million Agent Boot Camp.
Yeah.
Okay. This is 2017-ish. And I left Ray White and I still went to the boot camp, dude.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Without a job.
Without a job.
Yeah.
I still went. It was in Brisbane.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I had to fly to Brisbane, still went without a job and went and sat down in this 3-day program.
Yeah.
By myself. And went into a room full of people. I had no idea who anyone was. And just sat down and had no job, but I was still prepared and committed to becoming an agent.
Mm-hmm.
I won a $1,500 voucher through the place I used to work at Gels Craig. And they're like, what do you want to spend it on? And I was like, would you guys put it towards a Tony Robbins thing? They're like, yeah. And that's how I got my Tony Robbins ticket. I topped it up.
Yeah.
And I went to Tony Robbins for that. So I was like, there was always some level of
I didn't
willingness.
seek it, But I reckon had I had a friend that said, hey, come, I probably would have gone then and then maybe dived into it a bit more. But yeah, having a business forced me to level up.
But it's you know what's funny? Like you went to uni and I didn't.
That's right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's like you went through the education route.
Yeah, I think,
and it's like I didn't.
I honestly think that was detrimental in that aspect of my thinking.
Do you want any kids to go to uni?
Well, how interesting you say that, because Nicole never went to uni and she wants her kids to go to uni. And she's asked me, I said, I went to uni. And I'm like, I'm indifferent. If they want to become a doctor, yes, go to uni. Okay, there's probably certain things that you need that tertiary education for. But do you need to go to university to be successful? No, you don't.
Yeah, but I think everyone knows that at this point.
At this point, you have to. You know, we had a family lunch on the weekend, and the whole topic of AI came up, and so funny. I just got to tell you about my dad. Oh, it was so funny. Anyway, he was talking to, what's the Google version?
Gemini.
Gemini. He's got a Gemini, and he's got the paid version of that. And he starts asking Gemini questions on the phone in his Greek accent and stuff. And then he goes, oh, someone asked him, does it speak Greek? He goes, I'll ask it. He goes, and then he starts speaking Greek, and it responds in Greek. Yeah. Anyway, he was freaking out, and everyone's laughing. The questions he's asking, it was pretty funny. Anyway, but we're going along the path, and I actually started to talk about AI agents, and you're much more knowledgeable in that space. So I was just very high level, but I was telling him, I said, there's stuff that's coming up now. I go, our kids are likely going to need to be good at managing agents when they grow up, as opposed to doing the actual do. That's the reality of where the world's headed at the moment. You know, and there's some older people, they're like, oh no, how are they going to do that? They're going to replace people. I said, no, it's not going to replace people.
Yeah, they are.
No, it's like with the Industrial Revolution. I said, everyone used to dig the fields with a shovel until they bought a tractor in, and everyone used to lose their mind and go, oh, how are we all going to live? Like, you're going to change. Everyone's going to evolve. It's going to be different ways of doing things. That's what you're going to have to do. That's what they're going to have to do. I said, but jobs like accounting are probably in danger. Like, you're not going to want to become an accountant. If my son was 18 now and he goes, Dad, I want to be an accountant, I'd be like, oi, fucking tread carefully. All right? Choose your trade. Because it could be obsolete.
That's going to be obsolete.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, here's my numbers, here's my information.
Like,
can you calculate my BAS?
Yeah.
And it's like, here it is.
Done.
And it's accurate. And there's no fucking mistakes.
It's not going to cost you $2.70. It's going to cost you 27 cents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Can you lodge it to, by the way, can you lodge it to the ATO? Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Done. Sent it. Can you send me a receipt? Can you CC me in the email? Yeah, no problem.
What? You're going to talk to it yourself?
I feel the connection. I feel a connection to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude.
So I was talking about that with them, because we were talking about, well, what are the kids going to do? They're going to go to, uni and all this sort of shit. I'm like, I've got two nephews, 2018 and 22 or some shit like that. They're not going to uni. I don't know what they want to do with their lives, but whatever they're going to do, it's a new way of thinking about it now.
Yeah, my someone was telling me they know someone who their sister's in uni and she's like learning how to code and stuff, and he's trying to tell her like, hey, like, you're gonna get replaced. Like, stop. Like, you're gonna be one of the first people.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna be one of the first things to get replaced. You need to stop learning what you're learning. It's gonna become irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. But yeah, so you don't want to
understand code though.
No, so there's a whole term now called vibe coding, which is the ability to code through natural language.
I don't understand what you just said.
That's how I feel when I say code. The ability to code through natural language. So you can say, hey, I need a code that does this. And it goes, bleh.
Yeah.
And then you get the code. So
and what do you use that code for?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. So if you usually use it to communicate from thing to thing. It's like a script.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're going to get this to talk to that, or this is what it spat out. It's like it's either an input or an output. You know what I mean? And it's like, this is what it spat out. And then you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, and it's just a whole bunch of
yeah.
And then it's like you can turn it into normal.
So it used to be people there with pressing a computer and pressing dots and
yeah.
Serious.
It makes sense when you understand it.
Yeah.
I just
don't know it.
No, like there's sometimes you can look at it and be like, oh yeah, I can see like that's where the name is and that's where, like if you look at code, You can see where the parts that you want are.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Yeah.
written in there somewhere. But vibe coding is the ability to code without knowing how to code. That's new. It's here now.
Yeah.
People are doing it. I can do it. I do it all the time. I don't know how to code.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's like that skill is being a coder was like so sought after, right?
Yeah. Well, think about my brother-in-law was saying, because he's an agent, and he was saying real estate agent.
Not an AI agent.
Not an AI agent. He's a real agent.
Yeah.
A real person.
He's a real estate.
But he was saying he used to, he hates.
You should get him on. You should get him on.
Yeah, I will.
Call him.
I will.
Call him now.
He'll be up. He'll be up. He was smoking a cigar right now.
He's a very
he doesn't like
podcast.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm down.
You care if we smoke a cigar in here?
Me?
Yeah.
I'll smoke a cigar.
I don't mind the smell, but I wouldn't smoke it in here. But he'll definitely go sick.
Yeah.
He'll be fucking
I hear it get
hot,
smoky.
be a puff of white smoke above us. Anyway, he was saying that he writes copy or he used to pay someone $200 an ad to write all the copy for their ads, for the listings, for all that sort of shit. Because I just put in ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because it just writes it like that. Because I tell it what I want,
And the
goes,
free
it just writes
version.
it. Yeah. And he's used the free version too. He doesn't even pay for it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he goes, I'm not really good with emails. As in he'll type like this. Like one finger at a time, and he often doesn't get through clear. He goes, now I just put it into ChatGPT. Someone sends me an email. He goes, can you respond to this? This is how I want you to do it. Responds, copy, paste, bang. All right. So he's using it and it's at its basic function, but there's a job that's obsolete. Copywriting.
Yeah, dude.
And that's just from chat.
Do you want to buzz you out?
Yeah. You did when I walked in here today as well.
I don't have Instagram like that.
Spewing.
I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure in the video I did 6 weeks after ChatGPT came out, I said at the end that copywriters are in trouble.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Because I
actually think you did. I think I recall that and having that conversation.
Yeah. And I said copywriters are in trouble. And now I'm saying bookkeepers are in trouble. Like I'm telling you right now, bookkeepers are fucked.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be, man, I can't go down a rabbit hole. If you're a bookkeeper, go learn a new skill. Now. Don't wait. Right now.
Or learn how to manage agents really well.
Yeah, or that. But I also think that Xero is going to just have its own agent and just be like, oh, cool. You know how your subscription was $90? Well, now it's $120, but you don't need a bookkeeper.
Yeah.
And you're like, sick.
Yeah.
And that sounds great. And then it'll be $200 and you don't need an accountant. And then you're like, sick.
Yeah.
Of course I'll give Xero more money.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the game.
That's the game, yeah. And then they just start swallowing everything they can. Might make every second episode about AI.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to probably get a little bit more educated in it too.
And I'll send you heaps of stuff.
Yeah. I was even thinking about just not building an agent, but learning how to. Do you know what I mean? Just so I can understand it better. I was looking at doing something like that. Maybe doing a basic one.
I think you should. I think it is a good experience just so that when there is some level of involvement, you can say, cool. It'd be like having a Facebook account before you started posting ads. You know what I mean? Because you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I understand how it works, the copy, the creative, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I've never been on Facebook, but we're running Facebook ads.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you have no idea.
Yeah, none.
You know what I mean?
You just
So
press
I
the
think
boost
there is
button.
definitely some level of benefit. And for those of you who don't know, we're actually going to be sharing a lot of this online. We're going to be sharing everything from this aspect. Like, not just
From the agent aspect?
Everything, George, everything. Like, when I say everything.
Nah, come on.
Everything.
You can't.
Spell it. EV.
You couldn't spell. You can't do everything.
Dude, how to
'Cause
build
if you do
agents.
everything, if you do all that, like people charge to do that, and you're giving it away
for free.
Shit.
Literally every single
it can't
thing
possibly be worth
do. Hey,
anything.
What are your thoughts on doing a this is gonna turn into a conversation we'd have off air.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on doing?
Lucky for you guys to listen here.
What are your thoughts on doing a AI webinar? Just with all the stuff I've been learning.
Yeah.
Like,
without
it's
a
like,
doubt.
cool, man. Like, this is the thing. This is the model. These are the agents. This is how it works.
Yep. I've actually had a few people message me on social media post our AI podcast.
Yeah. So
And
have I.
they
So have I.
messaged me, though.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand them messaging you. They were messaging me saying, no, that AI shit is awesome. I said, here, I just sent him your Instagram. I said, speak with Robbie. He'll sort you out.
I'll tell you what I'm noticing. And anyone listening to this, take this as the biggest hint in the world. Everyone is excited to talk about it. No one's willing to do shit. They're all still like, nah, it's still. Yeah, guess what? If I came to you in 2009 and I said, hey, man, you should fucking make some videos about your business, you'd be like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. And now
camera.
it's
people
20.
laugh.
Yeah, I'm not going to go on camera. I'm not going to tape myself. No one cares about my business. Go, you look so happy. What's it?
I was just laughing because I put up a post the other day speaking about Instagram and I copped a lot of shit for it.
You did?
Yeah, for my family. Like, family going, that's a dumb post. Take it down. I'm embarrassed.
Which one?
Like, it wasn't even a bad one.
From your family?
Yeah, like my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and people like, that's the one about the car. Did you see that one with Nicole?
Yeah. That was a good post.
I thought it was a good post too. And she goes, that's embarrassing. I go, hey, forgive me for not taking advice from fucking someone. She just thought it was cringe. I think she thought I posted it on my personal page, not my business one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but...
And I said, you don't buy anything from me anyway. This wasn't fucking for you. Unfollow. Like, you're giving me shit.
You copped shit for that?
Yeah, no. That's what I mean. You got to get that though. But back then, if in 2009, if you started creating videos of yourselves, hey, everyone, I'm going to start doing this, you would have copped shit.
Yeah, but that is... I was having a conversation with someone about this and they said, yeah, we just need it to be more tangible. Like, we need to see the results. We need to see that. And I said, hey, when people started running Facebook ads in 2011, there was no fucking results.
Yeah.
They just started. Do you know what I mean? This is that then.
Yeah.
Bigger now. And it's like, you can either be the first to do it and blow up.
Yeah.
Or you can turn around and say, I'm waiting for someone else to do it so they can blow up and then I can follow.
Yeah. I think it'll do really well. I even think it'll do really well as a live event too.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
Gee, no.
No, I really do.
Might do it.
I might.
Let us know.
I'll buy a ticket.
Let us know.
I'll fucking buy a ticket.
I might G up and make it free.
Don't. I want to buy it. I want to buy it. Can at least have a VIP option.
Hey?
At least have a VIP option.
Might.
Come on. And then they can get like an agent cheat
Maybe
code.
Maybe that's a thing, George.
We're playing small. We're coaching builders and trades how to run successful businesses, but maybe we've got to tell you how the AI agents can do it better than you.
Let us know. Let us know if we did do an event, an AI,
and we'll fucking do it. Yeah,
like I'll do it next week. I'll do it on Monday.
Mate, I'm there.
Yeah. We'll do an event. And let us know if it's something you'd like to see. Because, funnily enough, dude, I did have someone say to me, I can't wait to come to your social media AI event today. He'll probably be listening to this.
Who said that?
And
to come to the event.
Yeah, so like, yeah. When is your social media AI event? And I said, there is no event. And he said, this one. Oh, dude, I got sidetracked before. When I was saying that whole thing about putting it on for free.
Oh, yeah.
So, I better plug it right now before I forget.
Let's do it.
So, we might hold an event, we might not. But one thing that's going to happen for sure is I'm creating an online community where we're going to share every single, and when I say every single, I mean everything, George. Like, there's a part of me that's a bit scared. I won't lie.
I might even sign up.
I'm a little bit concerned. Not for, like, it's kind of like putting it all out there, like for real. No holding back.
Yeah, as in
everything. Everything I've ever learnt, AI, marketing, ads, copy, automation, CRM, systems, like all the brand, content creation, like everything. How we got this up, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to share everything. And it's going to be all online and it's going to be all for free. And I've given it a pretty cool name.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I actually don't know this.
I'm calling it the CMO playbook.
CMO. What's CMO stand for?
Chief Marketing Officer.
Chief Marketing Officer.
So it's the CMO playbook. So we're marketeers. I like that word.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Coin it. Copyright.
And
Trademark.
we're sharing everything. So if you want to learn how to do that in your business, you can go to cmoplaybook.ai and join the waitlist. And as soon as it's available,
You'll
you'll
be
get an
first
email
on there.
and you'll be first in. First in, best dressed.
Yep. Yep. Take the action. Take the action.
And let us know if you want us to do an event. We might do
fuck.
live in person.
Honestly, if we do the event, I will gear up like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and then maybe we just
I'm serious.
pumped.
I'll quit my building role and just become an AI expert.
I'm going to become a builder.
Well, you heard it here first. You heard it here
You
first.
saw it play out live. Now, if you see ads running for it, you'll know where it happened.
That's right.
But yeah, what else should they do, George? What?
Look, we state the obvious,
How
huh?
cool is it going to be when you're like, hey, get your AI agent to subscribe?
Get what?
Get your AI agent to subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you're like, Julia,
Julia,
subscribe to these
come on.
channels.
Hurry up.
It's going to be great. But
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see it in action. I can't wait to start implementing it as well. It's just with everything. It's as you said, they want to see the tangible thing first. And like by that stage, it's too late.
yeah, it's like get on early, man.
Yeah, be an
Like,
early
get
adopter.
Move in early.
Gary Vaynerchuk is talking about it too, yeah? Like, I don't know if
Oh,
you've
no,
noticed.
dude. Listen to me. I'm going to go on record and say this. This is you know how we weren't sure how it was going to change the world?
Yeah.
This is the thing. When you walked past my office and I found out about this over the weekend, I called you into my office and said, sit down.
And I was
like, hey,
I lay down on the
This
floor.
is the,
I was that fucking pumped.
I was like, this is the fucking thing. I was like, this is it. Like everyone's talking about the change, how it's going to change us, this is it.
Yep.
Like, this is it.
Yep. I completely agree. When you told me, I was blown away.
Oh, dude, when I saw it, I was like, it kind of clicked.
Hmm.
Because even I've been sharing AI tools and talking about it the whole time,
Yep.
but I never knew what the disruption was going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And I couldn't quite, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, but how are we gonna, and then it's like now it's very clear. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at my plant differently. Very differently. Because soon we're going to be looked at like plants. Very soon.
How fun. Anyway, until that time, you manually have to subscribe to this channel. You can't actually get your AI agent unless you are a trend setter, setting the world on fire, and your agent can subscribe to this channel and hook you up with all the latest episodes and everything we do week in, week out. But as always, we want you to be a part of the community. We want you to be here as part of the $1 Million Days family. And we appreciate you for listening in and cannot wait till next week.
This whole episode was made with an AI. I can't wait to say that. This whole thing was done by AI.
Oh man, you sent me. You go check your WhatsApp when I walked in this evening. You go check your WhatsApp. I'm like, what is it? And it's a photo. It's a video of me, and I sent it to my wife too. It was a video of me, but I never made the video.
Yeah.
Never made the video.
Yeah, how good is it?
You literally uploaded a still image, and then you probably put some prompts into it. Say, get him to do this, and I did it. I turned to the camera, did that. I'm like, fuck, that's amazing.
I've got all different
That
ones.
is amazing,
Swearing.
and it wasn't even me.
Ones of you swearing, ones of you being racist. Heaps.
Yeah, but hang on, we're talking about the real ones or the made up ones? I lose track. There's so many.
It's like
There's so many.
you're like, I don't remember. I should do that more often. I should do
That's it. Well, we haven't spoken about a controversial topic in a while.
that.
We'll try to figure one out. I'll figure one out.
Yeah.
Next episode will be highly controversial. You might want to tune into that one.
A great marketing saying. I've been listening to a book by Stephen Bartlett again, The 33 Laws of Life and Business, his book, The Diary of a
A
CEO.
new one? Or is it
No,
an old
same
one?
one. One came out like a year and a half ago.
Oh, is it the same book?
Same book, yeah.
Oh,
Just listen to it again.
Yeah.
And he says, your marketing has a job. It has to make them feel something. Don't be afraid to upset people.
Yeah.
And it's like the worst marketing is the one that's neutral.
Yeah.
It's either going to win some people over or make them hate you. You should polarize people.
Yeah.
So let's polarize people.
Damn straight. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. See you next week.
Thanks, everybody.